In 1971, a small factory in West Bromwich, England, built a car more powerful than any Ferrari, more powerful than any Lamborghini, more powerful, in fact, than almost any production car on Earth. But here is the twist. The engine under its louvered hood was illegal in America, the country where it was made. Only 232 of these cars would ever exist, and they appeared just months before a global crisis. This is the story of the Jensen Interceptor SP, the most powerful British car of its era, and the six-pack V8 beast that genuinely shocked the automotive world. The Jensen Interceptor SP was not born from a blank sheet of paper. It came from a respected British coach builder named Jensen Motors, founded by brothers Alan and Richard Jensen in 1934. By the late 1960s, Jensen had established itself building beautiful handmade cars at their Kelvin Way factory in West Bromwich, near Birmingham. They employed skilled craftsmen who understood luxury, but Jensen wanted something more. They wanted to compete with Ferrari, Aston Martin, Lamborghini, and Maserati. So Jensen did something unusual for a British company. They hired Italian design house Carrozzeria Touring of Milan to pen their new Grand Touring car. The result was the Interceptor, which debuted in 1966, with sleek proportions, dramatic curves, and one truly revolutionary feature: a massive curved rear window that wrapped around like nothing else on the road. This huge glass hatch doubled as a tailgate, providing both style and practicality. It was ahead of its time, later influencing designs like the Porsche 924, Citroën SM, and Renault Fuego. But the real secret to the Interceptor's character was under the hood. Jensen followed a philosophy that would become their signature: British luxury, Italian design, and American muscle power. Instead of developing their own engine, which would have been expensive and time-consuming, Jensen installed reliable Chrysler V8 engines, big block American power in an elegant European package. This approach worked brilliantly. The standard Interceptor combined performance with refinement, offering 4 real seats, air conditioning, leather interior, and that spectacular curved glass rear hatch. It was a practical grand tourer that could cross continents in comfort. But in 1971, Jensen took this formula to its absolute extreme. Enter the SP. Those 2 letters stood for six-pack, and they referred to something extraordinary under that dramatically louvered hood: the Chrysler 440 cubic inch V8 with six-pack induction. This was no ordinary engine. The name six-pack described its 6 carburetor barrels, 3 Holly 2 barrel carburetors mounted on an Edelbrock aluminum intake manifold. The center carburetor operated under normal driving, providing reasonable fuel economy and smooth power. But when you buried the throttle, the outboard carburetors opened, unleashing explosive acceleration that belonged more to American drag strips than British motorways. The numbers were staggering: 385 horsepower at 4,700 revolutions per minute, 490 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 revolutions per minute. This was a 7.2 litre, 440 cubic inch monster with a 10.3 to 1 compression ratio that demanded high-octane 5-star fuel. In 1971, this made the SP more powerful than virtually every exotic car on Earth. More powerful than the Ferrari 365 GTB Daytona, which had 352 horsepower. More powerful than the Lamborghini Miura P400 SV at 380 horsepower. More powerful than the Aston Martin DBS V8 with an estimated 315 horsepower. Only the most extreme American muscle cars could match it. But here's where the story becomes fascinating. At the exact moment Jensen Motors started manufacturing the SP in September 1971, it was illegal for Chrysler to put the six-pack engine into a new car in the United States. The engine had failed emissions testing. It had been briefly listed in Mopar catalogues for 1972, then deleted immediately. The very engine that powered the SP, this ultimate expression of American muscle, could not be sold in new American cars. Jensen had seen this coming. They purchased a stock of 4 46-pack engines at the end of Chrysler's production run. This proved to be both brilliant foresight and a limiting factor. Jensen could build the most powerful car in Britain, but only until those engines ran out, and they could not sell it in America, the world's largest market for high-performance vehicles. British buyers could purchase a car with an engine that American muscle car enthusiasts desperately wanted, but legally could not have. The forbidden fruit was now growing in England. The automotive press struggled to comprehend what Jensen had created. When tested, they recorded 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds and a top speed of 143 miles per hour. Some sources claimed 147 miles per hour was possible. For 1971, this performance was extraordinary. The SP could genuinely run with Italian exotics while offering something they could not. 4 real seats, a massive luggage area, full leather interior, walnut dashboard, air conditioning, and British craftsmanship. Contemporary reviews describe the SP with terms like drag strip performance and explosive acceleration. The massive torque made it what one reviewer called a very practical 120 miles per hour cruising grand tourer. But the 6-pack carburetor system had character. The transition from center carburetor to all 3 operating could be considerable and sometimes abrupt. It required skill and smooth throttle application. Under light throttle, only the center carburetor worked. But when you opened it up and those outboard carburetors cut in, there was a noticeable surge that could catch inexperienced drivers by surprise. Once you learned to anticipate this transition, the system provided exhilarating and almost unmatched performance. The SP looked different too. That full-length louvered bonnet with 4 long rows of louvres stretching almost the entire length was not just styling. It genuinely helped dissipate heat from the powerful engine. The contrasting vinyl roof came as standard equipment, giving the car a more formal, luxurious appearance. Inside, the SP featured updated seats, revised door panels, a restyled center console, and a dashboard with 2 extra eyeball vents. Notably, the cars carried no Interceptor badging. They were simply badged Jensen SP, emphasizing their status as something distinct. At £6,976, the SP cost approximately £1,000 more than a standard Interceptor 3. This represented about a 15% premium, but consider what you received. A car more powerful than a Ferrari Daytona, which cost more. More powerful than an Aston Martin V8, which was priced at £8,949. The SP combined the advantages of the Ferrari Daytona and the Rolls-Royce Corniche. Ferrari performance with Rolls-Royce luxury at a price between them. But the SP's production window was brutally short. Manufacturing began in September 1971. It ended in July 1973, with one final special order car completed in October 1973. Total production, just 232 units. Of these, 219 were built in right-hand drive, primarily for the UK market. Only 13 were built in left-hand drive, making them among the rarest Jensen variants. But why so few? Jensen's stock of 6-pack engines was finite. Once they were gone, no more could be obtained. The engine was discontinued and illegal in new American vehicles, the high-price limited buyers. The fuel consumption, while reasonable for a 385 horsepower car, still restricted appeal. And then there was timing. The SP's production ended in July 1973. 3 months later, in October 1973, the Yom Kippur War triggered the Arab oil embargo. Oil prices rose by nearly 300%. The global economy entered crisis. Demand for high-performance, fuel-thirsty vehicles collapsed virtually overnight. Jensen launched the Interceptor 3 Series 4 at the Earl's Court Motor Show in October 1973, just as war broke out in the Middle East and the first oil shock began. The timing could not have been worse. For Jensen, reliant on sales of expensive gas-guzzling Interceptors, the changed conditions brought financial devastation. Prices rose rapidly from £6,981 in August 1973 to £10,764 by February 1976. This made cars even harder to sell. The company faced labour strikes, quality control issues typical of 1970s British manufacturing, loss of contract work building bodies for other manufacturers, and increasingly strict regulations pushing them out of the American market. Jensen Motors ceased trading in 1976. The factory closed its doors in May of that year. By the end, a grand total of 6,407 Interceptors had been built across all variants over 10 years. The SP represented just 232 of those, making it 3.6% of total Interceptor production. The SP proved that a small British manufacturer in West Bromwich could build a car faster than a Ferrari, more powerful than a Lamborghini, and more practical than either. It combined British craftsmanship, Italian design, and American muscle into something genuinely unique. For 2 brief years, it was one of the most powerful production cars anywhere in the world. Today, an estimated 150 to 180 SPs survive worldwide. Recent auction sales have ranged from £13,219 to £38,000, depending on condition. The current market average is approximately $54,286. This represents remarkable value. The SP is rarer than the legendary Lamborghini Miura P400 SV, which had 150 units built and now sells for $2 to $3.5 million. It is rarer than the Ferrari Daytona, with 1,279 units built and values from $600,000 to over $1 million. Yet the SP trades at a small fraction of these prices despite comparable or superior rarity and competitive performance. The Jensen Interceptor SP shocked the world because it challenged every assumption about what a British car could be. The SP turned this tradition upside down with 385 horsepower. It outgunned Italian exotics while costing significantly less. It offered drag strip performance in a gentleman's tourer with leather seats and walnut trim. Most remarkably, it sold in Britain with an engine Americans could no longer buy, creating a reversed forbidden fruit situation. The SP captured a specific moment in automotive history, the final instant when unlimited performance, luxury, and practicality could coexist without compromise. It appeared just as this era was ending, making it both a celebration and a farewell. 3 months after its production ceased, the oil crisis began changing everything. The SP represents the peak before the fall, the last expression of performance without restriction. Only 232 were built. Most owners will never sell. Seeing one is rare. Driving one is extraordinary. The Jensen Interceptor SP remains the most powerful car ever built by Jensen Motors, the fastest road legal car the company ever produced, and one of the most remarkable British automotive achievements of the 1970s. A six-pack V8 beast that genuinely shocked the world.